So I believe you also employ a lot of ethical hackers in your company. So how do you recruit ethical hacker?
Yeah, we had to evolve how to we had to work on our ways. So currently we have quite an interesting situation in the region where we operate, because we are already quite well recognized and young people like to work for us. So we have the input to the HR funnel is quite good, and we need to evaluate both the technical skills and the values. We had, in the past, we had candidates that could do the job, but they didn't share the values with us, so it was a no-go. Sometimes we have amazing miracle unicorns that we are just super happy to hire them, but most of the time they are people that have talent and they don't have the experience yet. And for them we have the Padawan program where we work with them on the weekly basis. We give them homework, and or senior penetration testers are working with the juniors, and if they still like the job after, let's say, 2 months of the program, then we are sure that they are the right people to do this line of job.
So why do you think, actually you partially also answered to this question, so why do you think that ethical hackers or the hackers, the young talents maybe wants to join Citadelo? Or
from what I can see, they are pretty eager to join us. Of course, we can't just sit and wait for people coming to us. It's nowhere near to being that easy. So of course we are actively trying to approach the candidates, and at the moment we are at the growth stage that it's necessary to hire abroad as well. So yeah, we need to motivate people abroad as well. From the feedback they are giving to us, we can see that our research activities from the past are some of the very strong motivators for them to be willing to join us.
wow, that's great, because there's a lack of very quality people everywhere, I guess.
That's true. That's definitely true.
So how do you recognize person's talent for hacking?
Well, it can be spotted on the first sight, but what they normally say that the best candidate is someone, like it's maybe even about self-evaluation of anyone, like if I could be a hacker. So normally it's a you can go back to the childhood, and let's say if a boy got electric car as a gift for Christmas when he was 10 years old, and after 1 day of playing with it, he got a screwdriver and took it apart just because he was curious how does it work inside, and then he put it back and it still worked. That's the very strong sign that might be a very good candidate. In general, it needs to be someone who is deeply passionate about technologies. He is not focused solely on a single or very narrow group of technologies. It needs to go very wide.
So maybe it might be also somebody who will hack your website?
Possibly.
Okay, so for the young people who are thinking to becoming a hacker, what does it really takes to become a hacker, to become a good one?
Yeah, like if someone decides that, okay, I want to do some training at home, the first advice that I would give, the first advice is don't ruin your life with starting with Black Hat, or actually not starting with Black Hat, but don't ruin your stuff with doing Black Hat activities. There are a lot of legal and ethical ways how to test the hacking skills, how to get trained. There are, for example, tons of CTF games, war games, where you can play online. There are vulnerable systems that are made vulnerable, so you can test how to exploit them. You can try that at home. No one will be angry. Everything is legal and nice.
Alright, so it's like a gaming from the beginning, right?
Exactly, it's like a game. Actually, I know quite a lot of people that they don't enjoy playing the usual computer games, that they just have a character and they are just playing the character in a virtual world. They enjoy the playing with the computer itself, and that's a very good sign again. That's again very good sign that that person will be a good hacker.
It's very, very interesting. So when you hiring internal or external ethical hackers, that's always here a debate. Like, what would you recommend? Internal, external? What's the
I
best?
would say it depends on the size of the company, because the company needs to be really, really huge so it can afford a really good people that can do pen tests full time all year long. I've seen several cases where a company had internal penetration testers. However, they were doing different job for the most of the year, and let's say only 2 weeks of the year they were doing the penetration test. Well, I believe that's not enough. That's not enough. You can't keep up with the research, with the new ways how to exploit, and so on. So I think for most of the companies, the external penetration testers is the best choice.
Yeah, because they are more experienced, right? They face
Exactly.
many more cases, so
Exactly.
they know what to look at. Maybe they are more time effective, and as well as that.
Yeah. Also, when you are hiring the external penetration testers, you are sharing the cost of training them with a lot of other customers.
So, what is your reaction when the client tells you that I'm secure, everything is fine here, there is no way that we can be hacked?
Yeah, so it fortunately doesn't happen that often. Sometimes it does happen, and then I'm trying not to smile because we have quite a lot of experiences with breaking the systems that were supposed to be very secure, and even sometimes even systems that they were tested in the past by penetration testing, and still we can find pretty serious vulnerabilities there. So I believe it's already, if someone believes that their company or their infrastructure systems, whatever, are very secure or secure enough that they don't need any improvement, they are probably not right.
Mm-hmm. So how does it work? You do the pen testing, give the results to the client, and then you do pen testing again after some time, or?
Depends on the contract, but most of the time, the very basic rule of the engagement is that after we deliver the report and we discuss it with the client so they understand it deeply, they implement the changes that we discussed together, and afterwards we do the retest where we test if they implemented the security measures properly. Because sometimes it happens that the client believes they fixed the bug, but they didn't, and we can still hack inside.
What are the usual failures, or what are the usual maybe the problems inside the companies when you pen testing? What will be the the most usual results of the pen test in companies?
It really depends on what's the target. If it is social engineering or red teaming, it's obviously people. If it is a cloud infrastructure, it's the configuration mistakes. If it is applications, it's obviously the app vulnerabilities. So there are some patterns across the engagements we are working on. Those are evolving over time. The constant that is still there are the people.
Yeah, so human are the biggest.
As always.
Well, thank you, Tomas.
Thank you very much, Katka.
Thank you.